Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into something really powerful, person-centered plans. We're going to look at how to build support that truly changes lives by moving away from just, checking boxes and toward creating real, meaningful action.
So to really get this, we have to start with a fundamental shift in how we think. For so long, the approach has been this fixer mindset. You see a problem, you see a deficit, and you try to fix it based on what the system thinks is best. But the support mindset, it completely flips the script. It's all about partnership, learning together, and being accountable to the person. It's really the difference between managing somebody and actually empowering them.
All right, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll kick things off with that big paradigm shift. Then we'll look at the actual architecture of support. After that, we'll dive into a key concept, what's important to versus for someone. Then we'll check out some really cool discovery tools. And finally, we'll tie it all together to focus on getting real outcomes.
So what does the shift from a system-driven to a human-centered approach actually mean? Well, it's about throwing out those rigid, top-down rules and instead embracing a flexible, personal approach that really starts and ends with the individual.
This quote right here, it just says it all, doesn't it? Are we helping people build better lives because of the support we provide, or are they succeeding in spite of us? Person-centered planning is all about making sure we're collaborators in their success, not just another bureaucratic hurdle they have to jump over.
So how do we put this great idea into practice? Let's look at the architecture that makes it all work. It's called the TAP framework.
TAP is pretty straightforward. It stands for thinking, actions, and products. Thinking is your foundation. It's your empathy, your curiosity, your mindset. This thinking then drives your actions. That's how you listen, how you discover, how you plan. And of course, those actions create the products, the actual plan, the goals, and the meaningful results that we're all aiming for.
Okay, now we're getting to one of the most critical concepts in all of person-centered thinking. It's understanding the balance between two key ideas. Honestly, this is where the real magic happens.
This is the core balancing act. On one side of the scale, you have what's important to someone. The things that bring them joy, comfort, a sense of fulfillment. And on the other side, you've got what's important for them, the essentials like health and safety. A great plan doesn't sacrifice one for the other. It finds that sweet spot, a creative way to honor both.
So let's break down important to. This is the stuff that makes a life feel good. We're talking about key relationships, having some control and autonomy, the comfort of daily routines, even just having places to go and cool things to do. These are the real building blocks of happiness for anyone.
And on the other side of that scale, important for, covers those non-negotiables for well-being. This includes things like physical and emotional safety, managing health conditions, and also having value, which means being seen as a recognized, contributing member of the community. A truly supportive plan has to address both sides of this equation. It just has to.
So how in the world do we find out what's truly important to someone? You don't just guess, right? Let's look at a few really practical discovery tools that are designed to get right to the heart of the matter. First up is the 2-minute drill, and it's pretty much as simple as it sounds. You kick it off with a rapid 2-minute share, where someone just talks about what matters to them, totally uninterrupted. Then, you spend a little time sorting through everything they said to pull out what's really important to them. And the final step? You translate those insights into simple, actionable instructions for support. Next, we've got the communication loop. This is a brilliant tool for decoding behavior. It starts with the trigger, what was going on in the environment. That leads to the action, the behavior you can see. But here's the crucial step, figuring out the meaning behind that action. What was the underlying feeling or need? Once you understand that, it leads you directly to the support, a really effective, actionable response. And then there's the learning log, which is such a powerful tool for reflection. You document an event, you note the environment and who was there, and then you just systematically analyze it. What were the positives? What actually worked well? What were the negatives? And maybe most importantly, what adaptation is needed for the future? It turns every single experience into a chance to learn. Okay, so we have the frameworks. We have the tools. But what are they all for? They're all designed to push us beyond just coming up with quick fixes, and instead move us toward creating lasting, meaningful outcomes in someone's life.
This distinction is so important. A solution is the resource, it's the what, but the outcome is the impact, it's the why. It's the destination. It's so easy to get focused on providing solutions that we forget to even ask if they're actually leading to the right outcome.
And this just brings it all together so brilliantly. When you combine accurate discovery, really capturing what's important, with specific instructions for supporters and empowering language that builds positive reputations, the result is the ultimate goal: a person who is a valued, contributing member of their community.
And that brings us to the final crucial question to always ask yourself. A person might say, I need a car. That's a solution. But the outcome they're actually looking for is, I want to be able to visit my friends and go shopping on Fridays. One is a resource, the other is a life. So, as you create support plans, always ask, are we just chasing the resource, or are we really trying to build toward the true outcome?